They are out there, waiting to be discovered. Some of them are big, and some of them are small. But that's the thing with ideas. They don't just come to you. To find them, you have to move. Kia, movement that inspires.
Hello and welcome as we watch eXploit take on Lilmix. It's going to be a very close game, really. Lilmix having already proven themselves as one of the teams spearheading the way out of Sweden, and we have eXploit now looking to spearhead their way out of Portugal. Again, Portugal not really seen known for their CS prowess. However, they might be able to come back. They might be able to show that actually they are a team to be feared. So let's see how they do, and let's see how they fare on a more international stage. We'll look at the lineup from Lilmix, of course, Bowden, Master, Svedjehead, Quick, Speakio, and Isak. I don't know if that's how you pronounce Svedjehead. Please let me know in the chat, because I am so bad with names, and frankly, a Scandinavian name is going to throw me off the entire game. So please let me know. But for the time being, I think that's how you say it. Does Lilmix. Fairly well-known lineup, Quick, Speaky, Bodemaster, all of which have been around for quite a while, all of which have done pretty good results in the past, nothing too substantial, but nothing to turn your nose up at. They've been very, very strong, and let's see how they fare going into what should be a fairly easy game for them. They are going into this as fairly heavy overdogs based on prior performances. Now look at eXploit. Bloods, Renato Hacks, KST, Watts, OBJ, all of which players who have been together a while, all of which have consistently placed top 3 in every tournament that has kind of come out of the Portugal-Spanish area. And, they've been the team to watch out for. And even on transatlantic events where we've seen them really do quite well, moving ahead in what has been, games against Brazilian teams, games against Spanish teams, they've actually done very well. They've held their own. And from there, let's see how they fare moving forward. Of course, look at the veto, of course, going in. It's going to be eXploits to pick up Dust 2. Nice little pick. Lilmix, of course, picking to go to the CT side. Take a look at Lilmix. They, of course, go for Inferno. The follow-up pick being CT side for eXploits. These are the side of Train, if I'm not mistaken. There it is, Train being the decider. And frankly, I think this veto does favour eXploit a little bit here because they're quite well known for having good AWPers. Renato Hacks never shying away from picking up a secondary AWP. Bodemaster as well, also happy to pick up AWPs. So Dust 2 will be an AWP duel. Inferno, pretty good map for Lilmix. We've seen them do really, really well. And so I suspect Lilmix are going to take the advantage on Inferno. But moving on to Train, that is really where it can be anyone's game. So if you are on the side of eXploits, you know this is going to be a free mapper. Inferno, I'm convinced this will be Lilmix's map. I think that I'm kind of vehemently against eXploit being able to take it. However, Dust 2 definitely can be eXploit's map. And if we can see eXploit come ahead and maybe take Dust 2, then they're going to be in a really comfortable position moving forward to kind of go to that third map and to try and upset this Swedish side. Of course, though, we should be able to get into this first game momentarily. Again, just taking a look at both these teams' results, and neither have really done much on the international stage. We've seen Lilmix have definitely performed, they've definitely shown up, and they've given a performance, but they haven't won anything. Same for eXploit. They're only in that regional stage where they're trying to take out what they can. So you have a little bit of a bug with our heart there, but it won't matter because they're going straight into this game, kicking things off with the pistol round as Lilmix take on eXploit. Without further ado, we get into this pistol round. It's going to be a fairly early pickup of utility from eXploit, that being 2 smokes, 2 flashes going up towards long. Lilmix, they peek up from pit. It's going to be Beaky trying to catch down one of these members, but Renato Hacks with 2K able to shut down Bodemaster as well as he gets taken down. eXploit now. Both smokes being deployed for the cross allows them to get towards this site without pretty much unscathed for the most part. Instead, they actually save a flash as well. Ready for the retake. As it's like he does have that kit, he is going to be more than comfortable to go for this retake. Going to be a bit of a spam into the smoke by OBJ, trying to kick things off, but for the most part, eXploit with this plant are going to be in a 3 versus 5, a very comfortable position for the time being, as players make their way up from CT and short. Right now, it's going to be all on Sweatyhead. If he dies, then this round's a bust. Quicks, good for 1. Sweatyhead, but moving forward, able to spot out OBJ, trying to shut him down, able to do so. Comes back around, looks for the secondary one onto Bloods, trying to shut him out, unable to do so, though. As instead, it's Istax pick up that kill, starting 3 on 2. This retake for Lilmix looking really, really strong. Flashes go on out. That kit ready to be stuck onto center side. What's good for 1 from Sweatyhead, turning around, looking for Istax now, who is trying to stick that defuse. Quicks onto 1, and just like that, the bomb is defused. Quicks able to come out on top, covering his teammate of Isak. Both players so low on HP, but it does not matter. They get that defuse, they pull on ahead, and from there, we're going to see Lilmix pick up that pistol round. For the time being, we look at these maps statistically as well. Lilmix over 17 maps have got a 65% win rate on Dust 2. So Lilmix looking strong on this map. Dare I say it, more so than Inferno. Inferno only a 50% win rate over 22 maps. So they've played it more with a lower win rate. Of course, that will even out naturally over the course of you playing a map. For now, eXploits, they go for the force buy. AKs come out on Watts and Renato Hacks to make their way on forward, trying to get their way through doors. And try and make their way out towards mid to get up short towards this A site. goes out. It's going to be Renato Hacks to get that first kill, though. Bodemaster falls. His teammate Svidi head the backside trying to get more kills, but it's going to be OBJ to shut him down. Suddenly, towards mid, there might be another retake on Lilmix's hands here. As first player shut down by KST, quick set to respond with that AUG in hand. Now Isaac ready to make his way on forward, up through long. He spots out OBJ. Both players kind of exchange blows, neither really landing their kills though. The nade, it's tickle damage at best again. OBJ dinked on down, but as is Isaac. Now, for now, it's going to be OBJ with this AUG to be the catalyst to kickstart this retake. Smokes go down, it will allow a bit of a push. A flash will accompany it as well. As OBJ, he'll try and hide back sight. No scope misses, unfortunately. Looks for another one. Quick's good. One is there for the other. That bomb ticking down very, very low now. It's tapped once. It's stuck once. Swing goes wide. Quick's good for the trade. And with that, Lilmix on another very, very close retake. Still bring it back to make it a second. And even though they're winning rounds, these are coming down to the absolute last nanosecond. And unfortunately for Lilmix, this means they haven't got much of an economy. They're constantly forcing up again and again. And we took exploits they want to put on the pressure. They're continuing to buy up. We see Galil's come out this time. Utility to support at Mac 10, Deagle, Scouts, the lot. They're throwing everything, the kitchen sink at Lilmix for the time being. And this time, they turn their attention towards this B site, but Lilmix, they don't shy away from a two-man commitment straight to this site. It means their A-hold's weak, but does not matter. Flashes go out, swing goes wide, the nade's perfect by Lilmix. The AG looking to farm the house in the hands of Quicks, good for 3, tags down OBJ, and exploits. They shatter against the Lilmix defense. They move on back down towards mid, looking to do a bit more damage, just get up short, maybe try and find the odd pick here or there, but it's at desperation at this point. As for now, Lilmix, they found their momentum. Quicks on just 1 HP, but nonetheless, he'll survive. A few shots, Bodemaster shuts down, Bloods, and with that, it's all on OBJ, the last man left standing. Pushes out from long, Isaac finishes the job, Lilmix with a third, and for exploits, they might have to finally break the barrel here and go for that eco. Buy down to 2k, but that's some pistols, and just hopes to do damage that way. Early push again, peeked out towards long. Exploit with these Deagles are just going to look to try and do damage wherever possible. They don't want to commit anywhere just yet. As for the time being, they get ready for another fight. For now, up short, it's going to be Svedi head to find the first. Will try and get away in time, but OBJ finishes the job. Lilmix now with presence towards mid will try to retrieve that Galil. Unable to do so though, as Quicks punishes any form of aggression. He'll look to get up close and personal as well now, but this time KST is ready for him. I should just pick up that Galil and run away with it. Really, really good read by Quicks there. Wary that Exploit are going to want this rifle to kind of snowball off. Bodemaster ready for players to push out from short as well. Catches out the first. Nice little lineup. He knows the second's there. Has to look for a bit more damage. Bodemaster again hovering around these smokes, to catch out one of these members. Unable to do so though, as Quicks is the one to shut or to be shut down. Bodemaster go for 1 and the second, 3k for him now, as Lilmix move on ahead to make it a 4th, allowing Exploit to go down to their next full buy, and this full buy will really dictate the tempo for the rest of this game. Now, Exploit again, they go up for their first full buy, looking for the odd bit of damage wherever possible, but for the most part, with the odd AWP here and there, and the odd AK to support it, Lilmix, they look pretty, well, they're pretty confident moving ahead. For now, push goes out towards long. Blood's going to catch out this initial player. Unable to do so, though, as Isak will be the one to try and do the odd bit of damage. eXploit, they hold firm. For a moment, Lilmix, they wanted to go aggressive towards long. They don't for the time being. Instead, a double molly, though, will try and force out BQ. That it does. The smoke assists, for the time being, at least. Push comes out towards CT, though. OBJ able to get out. This will kickstart that push, as well as Blood's able to catch out Isaac as he pushes forward towards long. Now, eXploit, having found 2 kills around the map, it's going to be a bit of a rotation back up towards short, putting it all on Bodemaster to try and hold right now. He realizes that losing short, he has to just aggress towards long, hoping he can catch out Bloods in time. But hugging the smoke in just a moment, he'll be shot from behind. That he is. Renato shuts him down, just like that. Quicks and BQ, the last 2 members left standing, have no choice but to push on ahead and try and retake through either short, long, whatever it is. eXploit, they seem to have shut down Lilmix. They seem to have found their rhythm now. For Lilmix, a save will be on hand. BQ good for 1, but with players around him, he's just going to back away. He's going to allow eXploit to get that first. With a save AK, maybe he can take it into the next round. Regardless, though, Lilmix, because of that early damage that was done in the first 2 rounds, they now have no economy whatsoever. Now as that bomb goes off, it goes to Lilmix to buy up as best they can, and they're actually able to do so. Bodemaster, he pulls out a AWP here and there. There's a deagle on BQ, though, and that deagle will kind of be the warning sign of a bad economy, but luckily, limited utility isn't too substantial. But Quicks legs down as he tries to cross along mid. As for now, eXploit, they make their way back up, trying to get in towards pits, but Lilmix, he holds firm. It's going to be BQ to find the first thing for a second. Blood's there to trade. Follow-up kill comes through as Renato has stage on Sveti head. And with that, Bodemaster, the last man left standing, trapped on card, will try and shut down these members. Unable to do so, though, is will back on our way and allow eXploit to maintain this man advantage with a 4-man commitment towards long. eXploit looking to make their way up long. Shifting forward. As utility goes on down. Follow-up utility expended now. Isak looking to catch out the odd member. Trying his best to do so. Nades go out towards center site. It's not too much damage. There's Bodemaster having already shut down Renato hacks. Goes onto Isak now, boosted up. Looking for the head of one of these members ready to jump on up. Doesn't peek it just yet. The smoke, though, it's perfect to force him away. So plant goes down. OBJ ready for the players to push into him from long. As he turns on back, though, he's walking into Bodemaster, who shuts him down, and that'll trigger the retake now. Bomb is down. Push goes through. Players trying to swarm this site now. As Watts finds the first, he looks to the second, able to do so now. Suddenly, it's all on Bodemaster. 1 versus 1, able to shut down the first. Blood's down, last man left standing. And then a 1 versus 1. How will he fare? Spots out the initial player, finishes the job. And just like that, eXploit, they make it a second. And for Lilmix, they go down to a shaky buy at best. Only 2k around the board. BQ, the only man who has any reminiscence of economy. He goes for the odd scout, the odd nade, maybe looking to do a bit of body damage here and there. But for the most part, it's going to be eXploit's chance to really start catching up to Lilmix and start snapping at their heels. Now Lilmix on their eco. Those who just invade towards B. Able to catch out anyone, though. So shift on forward. KST the man to watch out for. We'll try to do a bit of damage wherever possible. Drops the odd flash here or there, but as he backs on away, it's going to be down to Lilmix to try and pursue him, try and chase him down. Unable to do so, though. As a few shots go out either way. Then we tagged on down. Svedgy head falls, and with that, he'll back on away. Let's do a bit more damage wherever possible as KST shuts him down. It goes 3 on 5 now. It's Quicks. He's finished off by Renato Hacks. BQ, scout in hand, will look to try and trade, but to what avail? With that, KST shuts down Isaac, and with that, eXploit are really starting to look snap at the heels of Lilmix here, really pushing ahead, and as we wait to see how it fares, it's going to be a bit of a shaky buy, to say the least, from Lilmix. However, luckily to BQ's prior buys, so to say, he doesn't go for the AWP. Instead, he goes for the AUG, and with a free AUG setup, Lilmix, they look to play the range game here, but let's see to what avail. As a jump spot goes across, almost caught out by the AWPer there. Unable to do so, though. As eXploit, they maintain this push out towards the long, but to catch out anyone who comes his way in this, what will end up being 3 on 5. Bodamuster scoped in, waiting for players to come his way. Molly goes down. KST there to shut down Bodamuster. As the push comes around now. These players look to hold. Swing goes wide. Isaac taking a bit of early damage. Instead, he'll back away, realizing that this is not the time to fight. And with this little mix, they may even just go for a 4-man safer. And little mix to sit back on our way. They'll look to just hold on. That nade can land right onto the Svedgy head, finishing the job. And for Little Mix, saving is pivotal to their success right now. Unfortunately, though, BQ being, I would argue, needlessly aggressive as he hits towards CT. Let's trade anyone coming through doors. I would rather see him over with his teammates towards the back of T spawn. And for the time being, eXploit the back away as that bomb's about to go off. Just like that, it'll be a 4th round for eXploit. For now, we go into this next full buy for the scoreline, and let's see just how these players fare. As for the most part, OBJ will spot the players cross. Oh, not quite, actually. The head just glimpsing under that smoke. Now, Little Mix. Their buy around these AUGs will just be the odd deagle here or there on Svedgy head and Bodamuster, and these deagles, unfortunately, may be due a bit of a fight towards mid. Molly to down and forces Bodamuster back, able to get away though. That's for now. Quick's ready to swing the second his teammate makes contact. Flash, the second that goes down through doors. Instead it won't be anything, it's just a peek. Bodamuster backs away, the AG strikes true though. He finds one, looks for a second, on for a third now. What's damage down? Beautiful round by Quicks there, but OBJ, as he gets an say in the matter, that bomb will roll helplessly towards CT spawn. However, it's retrieved by OBJ, and with re-exalted vigor, eXploit make their way towards this B site. But BQ on the off angle goes for the trigger discipline. He's ready for both members. He shuts down the first, turns around, looks for the second. Beautiful 1-2. And with that, Little Mix, they maintain their lead 5-4. It was close there as eXploit started putting up a number against them 4 rounds in a row before it was then refuted by that player. Bodamuster, he'll wait for players to come his way. What's at the ready? As I look to shift on forward, Bonemaster on the angle, but I think Bonemaster suspects players to be that close to him, as there's almost a game, almost a stalemate, a standoff, so to say, between Renato Master, who pushes up, shuts down Bonemaster, and just like that, it's going to follow up push up from short as well, as Renato Hex wants to make it seconds. Already had trades, though, wants to get the next set in the matter, though, and for now, Isk, his hold, or Isak, my apologies, his hold towards long will be pivotal. Come for as BK shuts down the first member. He's got players behind him, knows what shuts him down. Isak able to shut down OBG as they push on forward towards this retake. Jump spot attempted by Quicks, but he is swiftly shut down by Watts there. Fortunately, he tries to push his way on forward. Isak able to shut down Watts with a molly, prevents the defuse. And with that, Lilmix faulty yet again, and for eXploit, that'll be a 5th round. For now, these players get ready to push on forward. For things to be tied up 5-5. Let's see how eXploit fare. For now, both players at the ready to push on forward. Players ready for these initial players to walk into him. No damage done either here or there. eXploit again, and the standard default lean to push on forward. They don't commit anywhere just yet, as we wait to see just where Lilmix look to respond. And eXploit again, they've done a really good job at showing presence towards long, but not committing there. Now push comes forward. Master spots out the initial member, rings out a shot, unable to catch him down. Those eXploit fuddle their way up short, trying to get onto the site, trying to get this plant. That's not quite timing on top mid, though. It's so messy as he's dinked on down by BQ. Sveti Head will finish the job as KSC responds. And for now, Isk in towards pit will tap down Renato Hack, showing presence towards long, showing eXploit that they don't have control of this whole area. Quick stand ready for players as they push up from short. That smoke will buy a bit of space. As the bomb's already gone down. KSC looks to make his way on forward, trying to swing wide, but what's set aside good for one. Looks for a second, but he's traded out by Quicks. As it now goes 1 versus 2. OBJ to finish the job and eXploit the Portuguese time to take the lead. Tie things up. And for now, it's going to be another rough round from, or saying the lead, my apologies. So another rough round from Lilmix, who go down to another shaky buy, that being a few pistols here or there. Nothing too substantial as they attempt to hold on. Now, eXploit held firm. Quicks pushes forward, though. A great early shot there to shut down Bloods. So Renato, he'll shift on forward. Pushes forward. Fortunately, Renato able to find him, and that'll even out the man count. However, it will trigger a Lilmix push up towards doors, where they'll look to maybe shut out an eXploit member, trying to catch one off guard. eXploit again, maintaining this default. It's going to be down to OBJ as well to start shifting forward, trying to, okay, Steam, apologies, to shift forward, get a bit of a tease towards B. Maybe trying to catch them out. Now, early flashes go out either way. As KSD starts shifting forward, looking for these members. Unable to do so, though. Beaky gets a great early shot. OBJ there to trade, though, but the AK of Quicks responds with damage, not with kills. Instead, as that Molly peppers the ground, that smoke lands at Burdermaster's feet. He's forced on away. He'll pick up that AK, and saving is a very real possibility right now. That B site is such a difficult one to retake. eXploit, they've been so tenacious with their afterplants as well. I think for Lilmix, they don't really have a choice here. It's not really a question as they back away. Now OBJ will take a bit of early damage. And Isaac, he'll try and catch out the odd member of the rotation. Unable to do so, though, as he backs it away. With that, 7-5 the scoreline now, as Dust 2 looks like it will be somewhat in favor of eXploit right now, as they really push on ahead, and they start establishing a bit of a lead here. Go down. Early push goes down, and OBJ shuts down BQ to kick things off. Follow-up nades go down, flashes go on out. It's able to shut down the first OBJ to get back extend the matter, though, as Quicks re-aggresses with that orb. Bring it back down to a 3-on-3. Scopes on him, ready for players to push out through this door. Unable to spot them, though. Bloods now, his flank up through mid will be pivotal to Lilmix's a success, but it's Herd is spotted. For now, let's see. As KST looks to push on ahead. Yuto goes down, Molly goes on out. OBJ holding, able to shut down Quicks to kick things off. Flashes go on out, Sveti here looking to hold, but OBJ's proving to be immovable right now. Gets the aggressors from window, and with that, Bodemaster falls, and just like that, it'll be a very, very one-sided game now, as even though Lilmix got an early lead, it was the eXploit to really start establishing themselves moving forward. And for now, Lilmix might have a bit of trouble ahead. A pulse comes through now, and understandably so, as Lilmix, they must see this game falling out their hands again. 8 rounds lost out of the last 9 rounds played, they've won 1. That's how horrifically unbalanced this kind of latter half of this first half has been. And for Lilmix, they need to figure out what to do next. Now as the unpause comes on through, let's see how they fare moving forward. For now, early peak goes through. Bodemaster needs to catch out some of these members. For now, Quicks waits for these members to come into him. I think too substantial for the time being. As these Deagles ring true, Watts dinked on down through doors to do a bit of early damage. As Isak looks to hold, again, wait for players to come straight into them. As I said, eXploit with his full execution out from long. Blood's able to shut down Isak, though. Response seems to come through as Blood sits a great follow-up shot onto BQ there. Bodemaster aggressing, though, able to take the head clean off of Bloods, but to what avail? There's still a man down. Quicks on the flank, though, Deagle in hand, and these players are substantially low on HP. But now in tunnels, it's going to be KSC and Sved head to exchange blows, but Quicks from behind, able to shut down the first. He knows the players towards Pit, however, Watt's able to come out on top, and with that, it falls down to Bodemasters. 1 on 3. Got out towards mid and coming out from short. What really can he find here? And off the back of this, it looks like eXploit are going to hit a very comfortable ninth here. As the bomb heads towards B, Bodemaster, he's rolled the dice. Unfortunately, they've faltered. Lilmix looking to hold as Bodemaster. He realizes he's on the wrong site. He'll just look to save this gun. Bodemaster from behind, finished off by KST, and just like that, eXploit. They come out on top with a ninth, and unfortunately, that gives them the perfect opportunity to pull ahead. Push comes out, and it's just a firing squad on mid. These auto snipers ring true. Blood's able to shut down Bodemaster on the cross. Towards long, though, Quicks will win his AWP duel with KST, but to what avail? Lilmix, they push their way in towards tunnels, and with this early control, let's see if they can shut down Watts in mid. Svedi head spots down this initial player. Was teasing a push with this flash, though. Watts able to shut down Isak. It's BQ to get the next set in the matter, though, as Lilmix maintain this, well, the even man count. As Renato Hacks looks to shift forward, closer to window. Flashed completely off guard. Svedi had a great push there to shut down Renato Hacks. He's still got 2 players to worry about as eXploit make their way out from mid. As Bloods makes his way on forward. As a few bits of utility get thrown out. Quicks looking to catch out some of these members. Smokes go down either way. Molly's follow. OBJ just desperately trying to get this bomb across. He's able to drop it in time. So Flash just tries to buy a bit of space. BQ already out from long, though. Will try to shut down OBJ. Able to do so, though. Instead, the trade is there as Quicks responds. Blood's now in a 1 versus 1. Shifting back towards shorts. That's not the first. Second there. Svedi head takes his head clean off, and Lilmix, they finish the half with a 6th, 9-6 the scoreline as eXploit move on ahead and look to, well, move on to this next pistol round with a bit of an advantage. For now, we move into this next round, and for eXploit, let's see how they fare. As Lilmix to go for an early presence out towards long. Pistols in hand, looking to do a bit of early damage. They've got Bloodmaster, Smoke and Flash to assist across. And for Lilmix, you need to bear in mind that if they lose this pistol round, eXploit are going to look to make it a very one-sided map. And that is some transferable momentum, which really will play to their advantage now. It's a deep CT smoke, which means Renato Hacks and OBJ are going to have a open season now, trying to fight. The quick's good for one. Follow-up push goes through. OBJ completely blind, has to run back through his own smoke to cower towards CT. As he's tagged on down very low, as is Bloods. Plant goes out, plant for pretty much anywhere. Fix looks to shut down the first member. OBJ there to respond. So now Bloodmaster shuts down the first. VQ does the second. Blood's there, last man left standing. And for that, Bloods will back away, holding on to this kit, potentially saving the kit for the next round. And nonetheless, Lilmix, they find the pistol round, making it 7th, and suddenly they look like they're ready to claw themselves back into this game. Now, moving forward. Lilmix with this first round, let's push on ahead. As usual, goes on out, push goes through. Nikki ready to go aggressive on long. The flash is perfect. He spots out these members, but the nades does substantial amount of damage to him. And with that eXploit, they look to back away with this util damage, hoping that maybe OBJ can pick off some players as they come towards him. So this time being Quicks. Swing by trying to damage down KST. He's got players above him to worry about, though. In the form of Renato Hacks, he's able to shut down the first. Isak able to do the same onto OBJ. PT50 ringing true. Renato able to shut him down, though. Bloods pushes on ahead, as does Renato from short. Both players looking for a kill, but Bonemaster is swift to shut down the first. Bloods now towards CT. We're just back on our way. His teammate up in short in the form of Watts will pick up that scout. Both players back away. They hold on to the kits, the bit of util, the odd weapon they can find, and knowing they're going to be on an eco next round anyway, as they let Lilmix allow that bomb to go off. And for Lilmix, this will be an 8th round now as they start pulling it back against eXploit and reeling that Portuguese team back in. For now, it's going to be that standard eco from this eXploit side again. The blows who died do invest a little bit, the odd deal, the odds PT50, but for the most part, Lilmix, they should take this round as just standard protocol. This should be a really simple round for them to just go and take with just standard execution towards B, get on the site, and then eXploit won't really have much of a chance. They do have 3 flashbangs to assist them with some aggression, but they're not going to throw them away willy-nilly. They are going to look to try and catch out some of these members, and for the most part, it's going to be a bit of early aggression out towards mid. This time Sveti had the man to lead this charge. Spots out the initial player, able to find KST. He realizes the scout's there as well. It's going to be a missed shot by, I believe that is Watts there. The USB able to finish the job, but OBJ to trade, and well, it's very messy on either side, but nonetheless, Lilmix come out on top. Now BQ shuts him down, and just like that, it's going to be a 9th round now. All things timed, all things tied up. We'll see how they fare moving forward. For now, moving on to the full buy of eXploit, they look to respond to a bit of early long aggression, but Lilmix, they up the tempo, they up the antics, and they look to go fast. They push on ahead. Reneto able to shut down the first member. Isak unable to respond, though. It's instead Bloods. He'll drop that swing towards CT. Caught out by the aggression of BQ. He's good for yet another, but Reneto will shut him down. Push goes out. Isak able to shut down Reneto. With that, it goes 3-on-2. Steady head ready for players to push into him. He spots out the first, spams down KST, looks for more. OBJ to respond though. And as it goes 1-on-2, let's see how Lilmix fare moving forward. OBJ he'll aggress Orb. Shotgun Orb onto Isak there, but Bodemaster, he's got all the way around towards T-spawn. In a 1 versus 1, these two Orpers, it locks in their duel. For Bodemaster, he's decided to move towards this B site. However, OBJ ready for it. Will he get the timing? I'll have to see as Bodemaster, if he aggresses right now, he might be in a lot of hurt. He's already crossed, and unfortunately that timing is just harrowing for OBJ there. He's caught off guard. He's caught off guard yet again now. Pushing forward. He legs down Bodemaster, though. A beautiful start. Bodemaster looking for the AWP duel, but OBJ comes out on top. With that exploit, they make it a 10th there in a round that they should have had no equity in whatsoever. Just like that. Lilmix, they falter yet again. That shot right there by OBJ, just beautiful onto Bodemaster. Bodemaster tries to do a bit of early damage wherever possible. Still goes up now. Isak ready to push on forward. He's got the FAMAS of Reneto to worry about. Shifting forward, and even though the CT side won the round, it needs to bear in mind that they... What a shot from Isak there to kick things off. But again, CT side still need to bear in mind that unfortunately, even though they won the round, all their players died, and that reinvestment comes at a cost, one that a lot of eXploit members can't afford. Hence the MP9s, the FAMASs, the only man really with a strong buy is OBJ and Watts, but you can't split two men across an entire map. There's too much ground to cover, and for now, it looks like it will just be Lilmix to push on forward, make their way towards short, where they are trying to encroach onto this MP9 of Bloods as well as on long this pinch. It's going to be a very, very tough ask to hold on the side of eXploit, and as the aggression comes through, Bloods realizes he's caught out in no man's land now between two teams, both of which more than happy to try and kill him now, and he bites the bullet, he runs through the molly to get away, and little does he know that may have saved his life. Steady head ready for the flank of KST, able to shut him down. OBJ with this AWP, unable to catch any of the players crossing, and subsequently it looks like this will be a convincing 10th by Lilmix, tying things up, forcing eXploit back down to trade, and luckily for eXploit, Lilmix do not have the money to try and hunt down. As that bomb goes off, Lilmix, they announce themselves the winner. And for now, let's see how they fare moving forward. eXploits, they did a really good job pulling this second, or the ending part of that first half, back in favor of them. But for now, it's going to be a rough old hold for eXploit, who, if they falter here, they're going to be straight down to an eco, and Lilmix is going to propel themselves ahead. It's an early fast shot by Bodemaster. A beautiful shot at that to leg down Reneto Hacks. Unfortunately, It's no kill, and fortunately for eXploit, that means that long control is established, and with this AWP shifting forward of OBJ, it's going to be this duel of DQ to decide it. The shots are missed, BQ backs away, and from there, Lilmix, they look to push up from short, which is just what they do. Bodemaster shuts down Bloods, entering the AWP duel with OBJ now. Flashes go out either way. Bodemaster comes out on top as OBJ falls in follow up the push going up forward towards the long, knowing that there's one more player there in the form of Renato Hacks. He's able to pick up that AWP as he backs on away. So now KST finds Svedge ahead. The plant goes down, and for Lilmix, they've even got players on short ready, towards lower tunnels ready. And eXploit, they have to save yet again. For now, spam goes out towards upper tunnels, and Lilmix taking a bit of damage here and there, but with another bomb plant and another victory, I think they can afford to lose one or two members. Most of them have a substantial amount of util at the ready anyway, and that's kind of being embodied now. For now, eXploit they look to hold. And they look to do it with some fairly decent buy. They haven't lost a round where they've lost all their members, and subsequently it means that they can actually show a bit of presence up towards short right now. As OBJ shuts down Bodemaster towards B. Watts, he's got to try and hold as Svedgehead pushes on forward. Let's go through this smoke. Spotted by Watts, though. Tries to spam him down. It's so messy by Watts there. BQ responds. Isaac in mid finds a kill of his own, and as it goes 3-on-3, Bloods as well will be spammed down a little bit by Isaac. Push comes out. BQ caught out by OBJ. BQ, bit of an undisciplined push there. As now eXploit, they go a man up. Smokes continue to pepper down either side. Isaac from Xbox. See that flash go down and line up the first to look for a second as well. So messy on either side as the spray will finally line up. Blood's looking to make his way up from window now. We'll be wary of Quicks. Again, able to shut down the first one-on-one now with Isaac. The nades could decide everything. But instead, Isaac will hold firm. That bomb ticking down so low. Bloods drops, makes noise. Isaac just hiding. That's all he has to do right now. He's taken down, but the bomb's going off nonetheless. Lilmix, they hit a 12th, and more importantly, they kill as many members from eXploit as possible, allowing themselves to try and reset the CT side. Now eXploit's on another shaky buy, looks to hold. There's MP9s here and there. There's a double up setup though on Watts and OBJ, and by some miracle, eXploit, they keep finding the money to, well, keep pulling on ahead. It's a boost up in towards lower tunnels to catch out OBJ, who'll miss his initial shot despite legging down Quicks, and with that, there's a push up forward as well towards long, and Lilmix, they're taking their time with this one. They realise that if they can win this round, they're going to be in such a strong position moving forward. Flash goes out towards long. Blood's attempting to hide for the time being. There's a little bit of early damage down to BQ, who'll fall to just 19 HP. BQ hiding in the smoke actually. Was back on her way. Blood's forced on out. It'll make a bit of noise wherever possible. Trying to spam the smoke. OBJ able to find Svedge as he goes through the smoke now. As Bloods will continue his presence. He'll continue his tyranny, but BQ shuts them down. As OBG shuts down Quicks. As KST looks to hold. Isaac pushing forward. Spots him out. Able to kill him though. As with that, it falls 2-on-4. Bodenmaster shifting forward. He'll spot that member towards center site. He'll finish the job, and that's exactly what he does. Smoke goes down towards door. Wally follows suit. So he'll take a bit of early damage through that quick little contact towards door. But right now is, well, the survival was pivotal. But Renato Matt Hacks will just push on forward. He'll finish the job on Bodenmaster. And for BQ, he's locked in a 1v3. 2 seconds after the round. Just like that, eXploit, they find an 11th. And with the saved AWP, let's see how Lilmix fare moving forward. Now Steady Hill tries to do a bit of early damage. Steady Head, he goes very fast out long. Tries to do a bit of early damage. That's Quicks in mid. Shuts or not. Renato Hacks able to refuse that attack, and that is harrowing. As for now, aggression comes out towards A. Mollies and flashes go out either way. As eXploit holds firm. The Molly goes in kind, and for Watts now, let's see how he fares. The Molly forces these players out of position. Renato Hacks able to shut down Svedya Head. BQ holding in kind as KS or Bodenmaster and both BQ find kills of their own. BQ for yet another. Now KSD last one left standing in a 1 versus 2. Good for the first, he knows where Bodenmaster is now. But that bomb is ticking on down. He's only got a flash to try and stick this defuse, as he'll tap it once. Bodenmaster hot on his heels, right in front of him. It's a horrifically embarrassing kill to finish KST to bring Lilmix to 13th, as they now lead 13-11. Now a bit of early damage done either way. Exactly to hold. The nade lands on his head though. The push comes through and it's that kill full. The AK tries to support him with Bodenmaster. But for eXploits, being as up close and personal as possible. KST in mid. He's legged on down very low by these AKs, but he'll still come out on top of with Svedya Head. And I worry Lilmix may be getting a bit too cocky. He goes 3-on-3 as they back on away. As Quicks shifts on forward. Going to make his way towards A. And with one of the only members left standing being Renato Hacks, looks like he may be in a lot of trouble here. So he goes wide. Renato Hacks just timing so horrifically as Bodenmaster shuts him down now. That AWP will make its way forward towards A. And for eXploit, with 2 retrieved guns, will make a way on forward. Watts, he'll be caught out, or he won't be. He shuts down Quicks, and tell you what, Lilmix, their aim has been shaky, to say the least, this game. But they've been coming out on top nonetheless. Bodenmaster, he'll wait for the push-up from long. That it comes, but Watts shuts him down. It's all a BQ. 1 versus 2. Shifting forward towards CT, trying to catch out the early member, but realizing they're both going to come up from short now. KST leading that charge. Watts to join him. Watts spotted out and killed BQ now in a 1 versus 1. Spots out KST. Comes out on top, and for Lilmix will be a 14th, but nonetheless, this is just horrifically close, and neither for Lilmix, their aim is really starting to ruin them right now. They're only just coming out on top, and I can only imagine that when they go to their own map pick, it'll be a bit more convincing, but eXploits shouldn't really be losing this game. Now a bit of early damage done towards long as Svedya Head looks to lead this charge. early damage does. OBJ hits a wonderful shot onto Svedja head there. Smokes go down, flashes follow in kind. As Watts shuts down Bodemaster, follow-up push comes through from BQ. Swing wide, shutting down an initial member. He'll look for more, but Renato hacks in mid, finishes the job, and suddenly it's all on Quicks, the last man left standing in a 1 versus 4. Spotting out Renato hacks, able to kill him, but he won't get that bomb, and that's really going to play to his detriment now. He'll be hurt as he rotates back into tunnels. KST will be at the ready to hold. Quick's trying his best to show presence, but KST finishes the job, and just like that, eXploit, they make it 12, showing they still have a chance to come back, and Lilmix, they've not won this yet. Now, Lilmix, they go down to a bad buy. Well, they force up as best they can. The Eagles come out, scouts to follow, and it's a brave force to say the least against a convincing buy of eXploits. But let's see if it comes out on top. Flash goes out towards the long. OBJ, full blind, will take down Quicks. He'll look to spam down another member as well, but as he's hit by that Deagle, will be the scout on the angle at the ready. This is the initial, hits the shot through the wall. OBJ finishes it on Svedja head. And Lilmix, I really don't like this buy from them here. Again, the whole premise of Dust 2 is it's such an AWP-centric map that you can't get away with... Well, you can't get away with going for force buys like this. Push goes out towards mid. Also, we shut down the first member. Renato hacks lines up the last two, and again, Lilmix full hit. They have to eco now, and I really didn't like that buy from Lilmix. That was really, really undisciplined. Yeah, that did not work at all. Again, even if it meant double ecoing, go for it, because the reality is, you want these AWPs out, and going for pistols here has played heavily to their detriment. As they now go for what will be a straight long rush, but once again, the thing that'll break them is the thing they need, those AWPs. As Brooks just lead the charge, it's Renato hacks to shut down the first member. There's no response. God, Renato hacks finished the job. For now, he's tied up, and it's a full buy either way, but once again, Lilmix, they're just on AKs. And because of that, it means we are going to have to see either a fast play or something convincing towards what I imagine will be either B or maybe fast shots. Either way, it'll be a bit of a tough hold. So Hacks goes early on for this peak. Svedja head punishes him. Great shot by him there. Quicks ready to deploy these smokes. As Lilmix they go, early out push up through mid. Pushing out towards CT, and KST he'll spot this, will deploy that smoke to try and buy a bit of time. But Quicks comes out from tunnels, a beautiful shot to KST and Watts, and that will affirm a 15th to Lilmix now. Beautiful stuff by them. As eXploit, they retreat and they look to save these guns, but saving that AWP is going to be so important. That AWP of OBJ is pivotal to eXploit success. So now we have to wait to see how they fare. Bloods he'll look to hold. And luckily the Lilmix don't properly hunt them. eXploit. One away from death, one away from overtime and a potential victory. Things couldn't get any closer for them now as they buy up as best they can in some desperate attempts and what could potentially be a futile attempt to topple Lilmix. The Raging Titans who have proven to be, well, the complete overdogs going into this, but as of right now, eXploit could show themselves that maybe they are the David to the Lilmix Goliath. As flashes go out, eXploit, they look to commit towards long. A few shots ring out either way. As Watts holds firm. Attempts to hold. He spots the initial member on doors. He's legged on down, or spammed on down. And instead, on short, OBJ, this AWP, he'll have to hold as best he can. Through the fumes of the fire, though, will shut down Svedjehead. He'll drop that smoke to buy a bit more action, and with that, a few shots ring out either way now. That'll mix a man down. And for OBJ, they'll just shift on forward from long. Flash goes out, the swing goes wide. They push into these members, not spy them out though. Instead, the mollies go through. OBJ hits the initial shots, and now Bodemaster's going to be ready to trade. They don't expect him though, but OBJ will kill him nonetheless. 5-on-2, Lilmix forced away, and just like that, I think we're going to overtime as Razor shuts down the first. It's all on BQ, legged on down. He should be finished promptly now. He's almost being toyed with at this point. OBJ finishes the job. We go to overtime. For now, we move into overtime again. For those of you who aren't kind of attuned to this CS, meta, it's going to be first to 19 here. It goes 18-18, it'll take you to double overtime, and from there, I believe it's first to 22. Now aggression comes out towards mid. BQ able to shut down Watts as he tries to get up close and personal. As eXploit go a man down. Let's see how they fare. Now push comes forward. Renato looking to push on forward, up from short. So he'll walk into Svedjehead now. When he win on the angle. Up in the corner of the smoke. Flashed off completely, trying to spam down Svedjehead. Able to do so though. Now the man advantage is going to be OBJ on Car. Good for one. Isak there to trade. And for eXploit, their power, it's come by being able to use these AWPs to maximum effectiveness, essentially. And with being able to go to overtime, it means that OBJ is never going to not have an AWP. The man's insane right now, 28-16. As they continue making their way on forward, KST mollied forward on short into the awaiting arms of BQ, but he's good for it. Is that good for BQ? Suddenly at a 1v1 with Bodemaster. How will he fare? Swinging wide. Bodemaster finishes the job. And let's see how Lilmix fare with now a round advantage moving forward against eXploit, who go down to their next bye. BQ goes aggressive towards long. Hold on, the Lilmix goes aggressive towards long. They dodge the fire and the flames, but Quixie's put down low on HP. OBJ, a collateral without meaning to there through both the player and the wall. He finds that secondary kill. Svedjehead trades in time, though. And with that little miracle from OBJ there, Lilmix may have faltered and may have stagnated on this 32nd round. Zach pushing forward from suicide. Will spot Relato Hacks, able to shut him down. Putting it down to a 3-on-3, and if he can make it into long without being killed, he's going to be in a perfect position. But he's able to catch out Bloods as well, even better. As he'll even hold firm, waiting for more. But KSC will finish the job. He may have overstayed his welcome there. And now Util gets expended towards the cross. Again, both players trying to cross, but it's such a bad cross smoke. Watts will finish the job. Bodemaster trades now. Bodemaster in a 1-versus-1. Finishes the job onto KST, but really, for Lilmix, they're winning grounds they probably shouldn't be. That is a pretty messy push, but they come out on top nonetheless. Yes, able to shut down OBJ to kick things off. It's BQ. Spun out Bloods early on. A great shot from Bloods there to respond. Phillips looking to catch out the member aggressing towards tunnels, but KST, he randomly switches to his knife for no reason. He's caught out for it, he's punished. And it's just... Lilmix shouldn't be winning the rounds they have been. Flanked by Relato Hacks now. And for Bodemaster, it looks like this all may be caught out towards mid. And now, Isaac continues to push on forward. 1-on-4 now. He doesn't have that bomb. With only 35 seconds left, he doesn't have much hope either. Now Isaac tries to catch out one of these members. Shifting on forward. And with that, KSC shuts down the initial member. It ends up going 17-16 in favour of Lilmix as they finish their T half ahead, actually. So maybe moving to the CT half, they might have a bit better opportunity. For now, that's going to be bit of an early buy from either side, and looks like double up setup instantly brought up by Lilmix as they move on forward. As the early AWP shot goes out, no kill spotted though. Aggression towards tunnels comes through from Bodemaster and Svendy head there. Unfortunately, it doesn't bear fruit. KST, he holds on admirably. BQ eventually able to shut him down, but it's so messy. As now eXploit, they do kind of hover around. Outside B. Bodemaster ready for the players to push into him though. And right now, Bodemaster, he'll be the catalyst to either kickstart eXploit's attack or Lilmix's defense. Spots out the first member, deploys a flash to get away, and now eXploit, they go a man down. Early push goes on through. Bodemaster hits the initial shot onto the first member, gets ready to poke his head out again, but BQ assists. Bodemaster misses refrag as he'll find Watts before the molly claims his life. As for now, All things looking in favour of Lilmix moving forward here. A potential victory on the cards here as they lead 18-16. As for now, push goes on out. His members look to hold. And for the most part, it's just a very, very standard default round the board. eXploit ready to push on forward. Up short right now. Lilmix, they have an early set piece towards long, but their short hold is in the form of Bodemaster, who's nowhere near this position. You'll hear the players cross. He'll spot out OBJ. His first AWP finds a bit of damage. The nade's not quite able to follow up with a kill. That's BQ, who'll try and do a bit of early damage wherever possible. 5 on 5 for the retake now. Bloods from behind will try and catch out this initial member as OBJ finds the first. Spam goes down. Bloods put us down to a 2 on 5 now as Watts finds yet another. Sturdy head of Bodemaster strike in kind though. As Bodemaster looks playerless, trying to pressure them down. Watts swarms Bodemaster to finish the job. Now Sturdy head, he'll keep moving forward. So back on our way. With that, it does go down to that's potential map point. Are we going to go to double overtime? Or are we going to see a... Are we going to go to double overtime, or are we going to see a very, very swift map in favour of Lilmix now? As KSC tries to spam down these members, unable to catch them out as eXploit go fast up short. Bodemaster looking to respond. Instead aggress on forward. Not wary of the players up close to personal with him. He'll hit a few shots that'll allow him to back on away, but he'll drop on that molly to try and force his way on back. Contact made towards shorts as Rots and Renato Hacks both find kills of their own. Svenja head holds firm, shifting up from CT. Tries to catch out the bomb planter, unable to do so though. The spot the head of Watts, but it won't matter. He's taken down, and Lilmix, they stagnate once again. eXploit, they look to take it to double OT now as OBJ shuts down Quicks. Falls down to BQ, the last one left standing on long. OBJ finishes the job, and they tie things up 18-18. We're going to double overtime, first to 22. Let's see how they fare. For now, things tied up 18-18. Let's see how Lilmix fare moving forward. As for the time being, eXploit they look to hold as best they can. Double setup comes through early on as Lilmix was potentially aggressive towards mid here, but Zach will spot those members on long before backing on away. Instead, eXploit, they look to exploit this B hold. Quicks the man to try and hold it. As Util goes down, the execution goes on out. Quicks unable to catch out anyone. Lobs a flash, hoping that'll be enough, but he's good for Watts. Renato there to trade, and it looks like this may just be a swift round in favour of eXploit. He's legged on down through the smoke, and just like that, Lilmix on a 4-on-4 retake have to attempt to crack this B-bomb site. Now Lilmix, they deploy that retake util. They get ready for the flashes to lead the charge, and out they go. Flashes either way, Molly's in kind. It's Sven had to find the first gets to respond. Isak and Bodebuster get the next set. They've had to leave it all on ready. So Last man standing 1 versus 2. It's going to be Bodebuster to stick that bomb. Swing goes wide. Ready to hack, shut down by Isak, and what a retake by Lilmix there. As they pull on ahead and make it 19. As they now lead 19 to 18. Incredible stuff now. As they really start pulling it ahead. KST tries to go early and fast out from long. He's able to get into pit and he'll try and spam down these members. Let him do so. They're eventually able to find Isak. In the smoke, he's got quicks to worry about, and for now, it's down to quicks, the last man left standing. Trying to catch out one of these members. Well-timed flash will be enough. Instead, he goes for the timing as he shuts down Watts. And without OBJ in mid, he's there for BQ. Flashed off the corner though. Bodebuster unable to trade. Fetch ahead, attempting to hold now. 2 on 4. Flashes get out. eXploit looks push on forward. Steady head trying to catch out these members. Good for 1, good for 2. As OBJ mollies him down. Bodebuster now in a 1 versus 2 to try and hold. Again, the smokes to cross are awful, but luckily there's 2 to be expended. Goes down onto Watts. He tries to finish it off for the P250. Watts takes him out mid-air. Bodebuster falls. For eXploit, that'll be a 19th as they tie things up. And I fear we may see a repeat of a mass overtime game because neither team look strong enough to beat one another. Hopefully now, as Lilmix move on to another double up setup, they might be able to topple this side of eXploit. But eXploit, with auto snipers in hand, looks to destroy anyone who tries to cross on mid. That they do. Quicks falls, BQ to follow, just like that. So Lilmix, they stagnate, and eXploit are going to take this half. That being said, if they don't, then they're going to be in a really tough position. But what's good for Isak? It's all on Bodebuster. He'll scope up towards mid. Watts will finish the job. Svedi had the last man left standing, and I think we can all agree that he is frankly screwed. Push into it, and able to do so though as Renato Hacks finishes the job. And eXploits, they now lead 20 to 19. For now, we move into the second overtime. Lilmix to kick things off with a double up setup on the T side. As Lilmix to go for fast push towards B. KSC shut down though, as it looks to continue the job, but Watts, he's already shut down 2 members early on. He'll continue trying to scope in, he'll continue trying to find a pick. Able to do so though, as the setup was short, OBJ is forced on back. So flank goes out from mid now. Svedi Head looking to catch out one of these members. Ready for a no scope. As Svedi Head finds the first. Bloods drops down as well. Bloods now trying to push onto Svedi Head. Able to do so, eventually able to shut him down, but in a 2 on 3 now, that bomb's still ticking, and for Lilmix, they'll attempt to hold. Quicks, he'll aggress from window, he'll shut down Watts. He'll await the follow-up push as well, as now Renato Hacks pushes on forward. Quicks, a great shot to respond. BQ onto Bloods. Allows Lilmix to tie things up. 20-20 now. As things remain neck and neck as we enter the dying embers of this, well, of this half. Another full buy from eXploit. A triple AWP setup now on the CT side of Dust. The AWPs from Lilmix continue peppering down to doors. No kill found, though. As we'll wait to see how he fares moving forward. Name goes down. OBJ trying to hold. He's spammed down by Quicks, though. And as he falls, Lilmix find a man advantage. No Hack swinging forward. Though to trade onto Quicks, Speaky finds Bloods himself. As Renato Hacks shuts down BQ. Spam goes out. Renato Hacks makes it a 2K then. Putting it back down to a 2-on-3 in favour of eXploit. The smokes go down either way. Svedihead tries to get past. He's legged on down. He needs to be wary of Renato Hacks again, hiding towards Gandalf. The tap goes down. He's actually ready for it, but unable to kill him. Bodemaster, the last man left standing in a 1 versus 3. He'll pressure down Renato Hacks. He'll hit the initial shot. He'll turn around. He's ready for players towards both CT and long. Spots out the second. Now on for the third, but Watts finishes the job. eXploit, they hit their match point as they lead 21-20. Are we going to see triple OT, or are we going to see a victor here? As for the time being, they look to push on forward. I'm looking at replay that. That 2K from Renato Hacks just finished the job there. For now, eXploits. They look to hold as the Lilmix with 3 men committed towards this B upper area. As Watts spots out the crossing Bodemaster. Doesn't ring out a shot though, instead he'll drop a molly. That should stagnate a push, at least for now. Lilmix, they realise this, they push on back down towards this lower tunnels area. Now Renato Hacks close towards this mid door. Svedihead going to be the man to push into him. Svedihead, he goes without a flash. This goes dry. Renato Hacks trying to swing wide. He'll fall so low on HP. Eventually spammed down by Quicks. As Lilmix go a man up, but OBJ now, really the star player for eXploit right now, is ready. Open hand for players to push into him. As Bodemaster shuts him down, a great peek, and now for Bloods, the last man left standing towards A, that is. As Isak will try and push it forward. Bloods, he's legged on down to kick things off. Finish off by Isak, and it looks like we're seeing triple overtime here. As Quicks shuts down KST. Watts now the last man left standing, and Quicks will finish the job. And I'll tell you what, I spoke to my producer at the start of this game, and bless him, we both wanted a quick game because, you know, casting long periods of time can be quite intensive. eXploit just obviously heard that conversation, decided, you know what, no. So I guess thanks for that. For now, Lilmix again spread out around the board. Watts ready for the initial push towards the mid. There's a bit of damage done either way. BQ making his way up from short, trying to catch out an initial member. Unable to do so, though, as eXploit, they try to hold over towards the safe site. So now Lilmix, they look to move on forward up short. Smokes go down, flashes follow. As Blood's now carrying towards center site. Let's try and catch out these members on a bit of a timing attack. Blood's actually hiding towards center site, looking for the timing completely here. He's able to spot out the first grenade attack, the first OBJ, those find the second as well. As Blood's now completes that utility to try and catch out one of these AWPers. Unfortunately, Bodemaster takes so much damage, but not killed. As Renato hacks shuts down Svetty head. Blood's onto Bodemaster, and Quick's the last man left standing in a 1 versus 5. And unfortunately, it looks like Lilmix will falter here again. Renato hacks shuts them down, and with that eXploit, they now lead 22-21. Again, we're in overtime at this point. We are in overtime. I believe third OT is first to 25. I believe. Please correct me if I'm wrong there, those of you in the chat, but I'm fairly certain it's first to 25. But now, smokes go down, out towards shorts. Goes down. OBJ will look to hold. Isak and OBJ exchange blows on long. Renato tries to line up the spray down, but Svetty head gets the next say of the matter. 3-on-3 it goes down as Bodemaster makes his way up from short. This AWP back site will have to cower as he's tagged on down. Bloods looks to hide. The molly lands right on him. The nade finishes the job. Man advantage for Lilmix now, as Watts is forced on away. Bodemaster holding firm, able to shut down KST. Watts the last man left standing. Has to try and hold in this 1 versus 3. Goes for the jump shot, reveals his position. A nice shot onto Quicks there, and Quicks maybe a bit undisciplined. Try and go for that peak, but Svetty head finishes the job. Tie things up 22-22. Yeah, and the last time we saw eXploit play Dust 2, it was against, I believe, eXploit and eXploit versus Offset, sorry, and it was on Train. That went 31-29. So eXploit, they just love overtime, apparently. But now we are going to see a bit of early damage done either way, as for the most part, it'll be Watts to shut down this entire side with the assistance of KSC and OBJ. Svetty had the last one left standing, good for 1. Looks for a second, he's legged on down. I doubt it'll matter. eXploit, they're going to make it 23rd now. So we'll wait for the aggression in mid. None comes. He'll deploy his utility. And for eXploit, it is just a matter of time, really, before they win this round. Svetty had making his way around, shifting forward towards long doors. Svetty head looks to hold, spots out OBJ. Puts into a 1 versus 3 now. So we'll deploy that utility just across. Flash will go out. He's able to get across, as he'll tap down that bomb. He'll peek towards CC. He's wary of players up close to him, but maybe not as close as Bloods. He'll finish the job. A plant goes down nonetheless, but what avail. It's going to be a swift round for eXploit now as they make it a 23rd. As eXploit now leads 23-22 against Lilmix, who switch sides and go for that favoured CT side. And frankly, I think we both know this is going to a fourth overtime at this point. I don't see any team kind of pulling out ahead of one another. And for Lilmix, they should have won this game a while ago. But eXploit have done, credit where credit's due to eXploit, who have actually done a really good job at putting Lilmix into their place and really showing some tenacity to come out on top there. And really credit to both OBJ and to Renato Master, who are both going 38 and 40 kills respectively. Now eXploit again in this default. Let's catch out whoever, wherever possible. Quick towards backside on beat. We'll hear these initial smokes being thrown. He'll drop a molly of his own though, just to buy a bit of space. For now, eXploit again show presence towards the mid. Let's flash their way on through. As Quick's on B now. Well, let's catch out these members. Unable to spot them though through the fumes of the flames. Instead, with mid control being established, Renato Hacks will extinguish it. He'll look to swing into Isak, able to shut him down, and once again, Isak not clearing his angles. So now, eXploit, they make their way up from short into the awaiting arms of Bodenmaster. BQ on long right now. He's made noise as he rotates away as well. Bloods will finish the job. And Bloods is going to line up both these players from behind right now. Lilmix, fortunately, are going to falter here. Bloods makes a bit of noise, finds the first BQ trades, goes into a 3-on-2 now. Suddenly a winnable situation, but with the flank onto Quicks. Follow-up trade from Svedjehead. It's all on OBJ, a man who definitely is in a situation where he could win this. For now, both Svedjehead and BQ looks to aggress up from CT. OBJ will swing into them. Svedjehead finishes the job. Lilmix, they make it 23 as they tie things up yet again. And with that, we go 24-24 then. We're going to double overtime, folks. And, well, sorry, quadruple overtime, folks. And with that, I think it may be a very real possibility. I am very glad I'm not casting any other games today, because I'm going to be very late to them nonetheless. Now, Lilmix, they just... neither team can beat one another. And for now, let's see how eXploit do going into their next bye round. Now it's another early default from eXploit, making their way back down towards B, looking to catch out the odd member. Early molly goes down, forcing that initial member of Bodenmaster away. As eXploit looks to make their way up through long or mid doors. Molly will force Watts or Renato Hacks on forward. This time Isak doesn't push into them. A wise choice as CT Smoke goes flying. It looks to just peek under it actually and fight from there. So Renato Hacks shifts on forward. Isak ready for the push. Doesn't quite have the timing though. As instead he'll flash on through. He'll swing on wide. Does he have the timing? Let's see. Well, Quick's good for one. Renato Hacks falls over towards the center of the site. Svedjehead good for yet another. Hearing players all around him, though. There's a trade, but OBJ will be the one to do so. Shuts down a member of his own BQ. They send them adequate trade onto Watts, with OBJ able to find it on Twix. And now with that, OBJ goes into a 1 versus 3. Looking to catch out one of these members wherever possible. And for now, players swarm him. Swings wide. Isak finishes the job. Lilmix, they hit 24. Lilmix, they're going to close it out, or are we going to see quadruple overtime? We'll have to see. As for the time being, both teams desperate to hold on. Lilmix, they go for a fairly standard buy. Let's boost up towards short, early short aggression to try and hear those members going out towards mid. And well, it's a mass flank. Svedjehead good for 1, 2, 3 on the flank as he lines up all of them. And it falls down to Bloods and OBJ, the last 2 members left standing in a 2-on-4 to try and hold. Bloods and OBJ, they look to hold. As the flash goes down towards mid, swing goes wide. Bloods unable to catch out BQ. It's all on OBJ. 1 versus 3. Tries to swing wide, caught out, and at long last, Lilmix, they take the game against eXploit. It was it was a hard slog. But nonetheless, they come out on top. 25-23 as they bring us forward into our next map of Inferno. Don't go anywhere, folks. Hello, 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 and welcome to the second map of this best of 3 series. I almost say third because of how long that first one was, in which Lilmix came out on top. With the man advantage, now they go to the T side of Inferno and kick things off with an initial pick onto Renato Hacks. A great early shot by Isak. PT-50 hand proving to be deadly. So now, let's see how they fare moving forward. As OBJ will look to push on down through mid. Able to catch out BQ. As KSC does the same onto Svedju head. Full of push around. Bodemaster dinking down Bloods, and that'll open up this B site. Bodemaster looks to actually pursue Bloods now. Trying to get towards him into... Ruin's able to do so as well, picking up the USB. Trades there by OBJ, though. OBJ looking for a third down, but Quicks will finish the job, picking up that USB and allowing a plant to go through. They're 2-on-2 now. Let's see how they fare. As KST makes his way on forward. Catch out one of these members. A few shots ring out either way. Bomb continuing to tick on down. Watts playing out the first member. Quicks to trade. Watts to hit. Great shot to Quicks, though. 1 versus 1 with Isak. Both players reloading. An awkward little exchange. Watts comes out on top, though. And with that, Lilmix, they make it a first. For now, with a round advantage, we see eXploit go down to a fairly shaky buy, that being the odd bit of utility here rolled there. The odd gun to follow up. As Util goes flying, Bodemaster looks for an initial pick wherever possible. Unable to do so, though. As eXploit with a 4-man commitment towards Banana, look ready to push on ahead into Quicks. Let's go down, pulls it all away. Master, he'll look to shift on forward. What's Max 7 in hand, shifting forward. Bodemaster's trying to challenge him. The Max 7 does almost nothing to Svedju head and Bodemaster. And so now the B flank comes on through. The wrap goes around. Svedju head looking to propel himself forward onto this man of Bloods. I don't quite know if he was spotted, though. Bloods ready for the element of surprise. Trying to swing wide on Svedju head, able to catch him out, but BQ's found to actually the other side of the map. And now for Bodemaster, catching out Bloods, making it a formality at this point. He looks to finish it up, but Bloods sees he rings true. Able to shut him down as he goes 3-on-2 now. He's like trying to spam down one of these members. Unable to do so, though, as Bloods will drop that strike. He'll look to pick up an AK and potentially save here. As Lilmix looks to line things up and make it a second. Quick slow, ready to catch out KSC as he attempts to save. It's all on Bloods, hiding towards Graveyard. As Quicks pushes on ahead, clearing sight. There's a try to clear Bloods here, able to do so as well as the AK won't be saved by eXploit now. As Lilmix lead 2-0, slowly climbing on ahead. Now eXploit, they go for a bit of an 8-stack, or a little bit, so they go for a bit of an 8-stack towards top mid. Unable to catch anyone out for the time being, though. So you see another Max 7 in the hands of Watts now, trying to catch out these members. Quicks will actually push straight into it, but won't matter. Watts tries to aggress, and his Max 7 just does not connect. Quicks runs into a play reloading, though, but Svedju head will finish the job. These Max 10s looking to really farm some cash right now. As KST exchanges blows with Quicks. Renato Hack's last round left standing. Tries to catch out one of these members. Fedihead finishes the job. These Mac 10s just farm cash 8k on Quicks right now. Now Lilmix on this buy round. Which is go for a bit of early control towards B. That they do. eXploit, they're forced on back, and well, in this default, let's see how they fare. As for eXploit, that banana control was refuted almost instantaneously. As Fedihead, Max 10 in hand, will look to make his way out through Boiler. OBJ ready for him though, to fire the first. Lashed out of the position though, will mean that Lilmix again established control towards top mid, for using these Mac 10s to bolt back down towards B, where the execution will be due. Sweat's going out, flashes go down. And for now, Bloods, he'll line up a reset flash of his own. Renato Hack's instantly taken down by Bodenmaster now, as Bloods tries to do damage however possible, dropping out flashes wherever he can, but he's smoked out of position. And with that, Lilmix, they bring it down to a 3 or a 4 on 3 now. What's to hold? Players push into him. He'll bam down Quicks. Tying things up 3 on 3, and Lilmix, as that bomb goes off, they look to hunt down a bit more. We see that stray player of BQ make his way towards top mid, going to catch out one of these members. Unable to do so, though, was Lilmix with a fourth exploit down to a shaky buy at that. Now push goes through towards on A. OBJ will take a bit of early damage to kick things off. We'll try to catch out one of these members, but Isak will finish the job, as will Svedjehead. What's not quite mollied and Boiler, not that it matters, as BQ takes his head clean off, and for eXploit they falter yet again, as Lilmix tie things up, or bring things back to make it a 5th in a row now. So they need 5-0, and eXploit, it looks like they haven't really had any equity in this game. Nothing they've tried has worked. Even, we look at the kills, there's not much, considering we are 5 rounds in. For now, push goes ahead. Bud's able to shut down Quicks to kick things off now. Svedjehead waits for players to swing into him. And well, with a 5th now, 5-0 the scoreline. Let's see how they fare moving forward. Now, there'll be another early setup, as for the most part, Bodenmaster will kick things off with a quick kill onto OBJ, and frankly, there's just no response for the time being.